Hi everyone, how are you doing? Joanna Johnson coming to you from my new home, beautiful home, up in the hills of Baja, Mexico. Finally got our internet hooked up. Finally got our internet hooked on, and I'm just excited about that. My goodness, let's see if I can turn down the volume. It seems like it's going up a little too far up there. Don't want to hurt your ears or anything like that. But anyway, I just wanted to say hey, give you guys all a shout. I'm very excited about this, and I do apologize for a lot of my members out there who've been wanting to communicate with me. Again, I've been moving, and we decided to move back here to Baja. Why? Because we're a lot closer to my kid's father, and we get along very well. So it's wonderful for the kids to have both parents, and they're able to see us both at the same time. It's much more helpful that way, and you know, we have happy kids, much happier children. We are actually going to let you know that we're wrapping up the Mexican e-course of how to move to Mexico and what to expect living here in Mexico through our 4 years of experience, research, and living here. And it will be out for sale on May 22nd. We had to expand it a little bit because of the move and everything, but I'm very excited about it because we finally got really awesome internet. And that is another thing that you would have to deal with when you do move to Mexico. When you do decide to move to Mexico, is the internet is really not that great. If you're going through, in Baja, we call it Telnor. In where was it? Quintana Roo, it's Telmex, okay? They go up to 10 megabytes, and the internet is off and on, and you know, just horrible reception from time to time. And they ended up telling us here in the Telnor here said you're only going to get 2 megabytes where you're at because we're way far out in the hills. And I like to live out in the hills. Why? Because you get a beautiful view of the ocean, which we have right now. I want to show you, but we're going to have another video with my Nikon, and we're going to go upstairs and everything, and you're going to see the background. It's really beautiful. But this is just a little quickie video here. But we have the view of the ocean, the lagoon, and the mountains everywhere. We're up on a hill, and it's just absolutely beautiful. And then we're able to drive into town if we want to. I always prefer to live up in the hills, especially being intuitive, as my fiance and I, we're both very intuitive, and we pick up on a lot of energy. We're like walking satellite dishes ourselves. So it's like we don't want to live in the city area because we're extremely sensitive. We pick up on every energy you can think about. But anyway, so now we have satellite. We decided to get satellite instead, and it's amazing because I've only been working with 8 megabytes for a few years now, you know, off and on. And finally, after we finally found satellite, it was off the side of the road, on the side of the road, you know, I was about to cry, and I'm like, 2 megabytes, we moved here, and I didn't think, at least I thought 5 megabytes, at least that is okay, but it's really not all that great. We stumbled across a satellite place called Exceed, E-X-E-D-E, I believe, satellite, and they are, they go up to 20 megabytes. We're at 19.26 megabytes. So I'm very excited about that. You have no idea, you guys. Been living in Mexico, love it, but man, I've been suffering internet issues for a long time, and now these internet issues are a thing of the past, finally. So I'm very excited about that. Okay. A lot of changes. People are asking me, okay, so what did you not like about Cancun? Well, or why we ended up moving here. Also, number one, to be closer to my kid's father, and the weather's much better here. You get Mediterranean weather. It's perfect. If it's too cold, you just wear a sweater. You're fine. If it gets too hot, you just take your sweater off, and you're still fine. In Cancun and Quintana Roo area, it's extremely hot, very miserable. You have to have your air conditioner on 24/7, and you're breathing in that air conditioning. Now, where we live, we had air conditioning, but we did not want to use it. We tried not to because it is extremely expensive. You can easily spend a lot of money if you have your air conditioner on all day long and all night. And all night is when it really gets hot. It's worse. So it's very miserable for us, and especially, you know, we're spoiled Californians, so the weather's pretty much perfect all year round. Like, we call it Mediterranean weather. Even the realtors call it that because we have Mediterranean climate like Spain and Italy and all that. It's just that perfect weather. And I just felt so miserable most of the time. It was just, didn't like it. Didn't like it at all. But we're very happy, and Darren, he really likes this weather as well. He's like, oh, it reminds me of England, you know, especially in the summertime. So, you know, we can actually adapt to that. But, you know, I know you guys are going to be like, oh, how long are you going to stay here? Well, we're going to give it up to a year because we have a lot of things that we're working on right now, and maybe a little over a year, depends. But we decided this is definitely the place to definitely settle down, get a house, and, you know, if we do decide to get something in another country, it's going to be in a place where the weather's going to be just right for us. I mean, the weather really changes you. It really does. But we're excited again to announce the Ormus. Okay, now we are a little delayed in the Ormus making. We were getting started in making the Ormus, and we realized, oh, there was just one ingredient, a couple things that we needed, and we're not going to be able to ship out the Ormus until next Monday. So we're waiting for all the other important things that we need to create the Ormus this week, and it takes about 3 days for it to settle in and everything to set in, and then after that, then we ship it out. So I just wanted to let you know, yes, you can order. You're free to order. It would be considered a pre-order. So you're very free to pre-order the Ormus. You can go to illuminatingmindsociety.com and click on the top menu that says Ormus. Click on that, and then you can go ahead and do an order. We will be offering international very soon. We just got to find out the price, international shipping. I think it's like around $22, $24. I'm not really sure, but I'm going to find out possibly this week, so we'll know. And next week we'll be offering it internationally, okay? Because I know I get a lot of people from all over the world. They're like, oh, can you ship it here? And I'm like, let us find out real quick the price. But we are definitely going to be shipping it out to you guys. Don't worry. Just hold on your potatoes. Next week it will be shipped to people in the States, all over the world, pretty much, okay? And we ship out of San Diego, which is great. So it's international. You know, we ship out of San Diego, California. So it's not like shipping out of here, Mexico, where the Americans would be considered international. You know what I mean? So it'd be a lot easier that way. So we're very excited about that. We're going to be offering that even on eBay. Actually, we had an idea. Someone said, why don't you offer it on eBay? And I'm like, you know, that's a good idea. Why not? So we're definitely going to do that. We're very excited about Ormus. As you can tell, I'm just smiling because it is absolutely amazing stuff. I mean, it really helps detoxify your pineal gland, cleanses all that, especially if you've been damaging it through drinking tons of Coca-Cola and processed foods and all that stuff. And you're going to find out that your awareness is so going to expand beyond anything you've ever known in your life. Like the first time I've ever done Ormus, if you watched one of my videos a few years ago, I took it, and I took it a little late one night. That was my bad. And I could not go to sleep at all because I was lucid dreaming. It was like an astral lucid dreaming state. It was so weird. Like I was awake the whole time I was dreaming. I can't explain it. It was weird. And my crown chakra was like burning up. And I woke up. I'm like, what the heck? I woke up and my crown chakra was like on fire. I am so serious. Absolutely crazy. And it made a most amazing, I had the most amazing experience. And then my heart chakra was inflamed. It was like on fire too. It was like my crown and my heart. And it was like this major awakening. It was so amazing. But that was my experience. Everyone else has their own. But I'll tell you, when you first start drinking the Ormus, do not use a silver tablespoon. Do not use that. I mean, silver's good, but don't use the metal. Okay, like we usually use. Use wooden, or drink it from the cap, or take a swig of it. Okay, but don't ever use, you know, your utensils, your metal type of spoon, because it will suck up the energy and all that stuff. But anyways, you don't want to take it at night because that's what happened to me. I did not get any sleep at all. It's best to take it early in the morning. You have a little something in your stomach because the first time you might feel a little nauseous, like, oh, because it's adjusting to the energy. And what it does is increases your pH balance. It rises, okay? Because at the pH balance is anywhere from 10 to 12. It's pretty high up there. So it's going to raise your body, your energy filled up as well. And why it's so crucial about the pH balance raising, why your body needs to raise up, is because when it does, all these free radicals, all these things that you see, chemtrails or whatever the heck, or these processed foods or whatever that you've been eating, and you're all worried about something. You're like, oh my gosh, I don't want to get sick. I might catch a cold today. You know what? You will not have to worry about ever getting sick, okay? It raises that, and you don't even have to worry about chemtrails affecting you. Okay, like everything that they throw, for you to be afraid. Like, oh, don't do this, don't do that, don't breathe this, don't eat this, fluoride, even fluoride. You raise your pH balance, it's not going to affect you. It only affects those that are unhealthy, and their pH balance is at a very all-time low, below 7, okay? Also, a way to raise your pH balance along with Ormus, and I say combine the two, they are absolutely amazing when they work together, is doing the ancient 5 Tibetan rites. You can Google that. You can find it out. Ancient 5 Tibetan rites. And you do it every morning. It takes only 10 minutes a day. Do it in the morning, and I've been doing it for 2 weeks. I've only stopped. I took a break a couple days. That's it. But every day, usually every day I'm doing it. You have to do it every day. You can only take a break 1 day off. Okay? So you cannot, go even 2 days, just 1 day. And what it does, it is a reversal. It reverses the aging process. And there's a video below I want you to click on that I did a couple weeks ago about that experience when I just started doing it. And it's been 2 weeks now, and I feel completely different. I have so much energy. I feel so good. The bags underneath my eyes have pretty much disappeared. I was starting to get some wrinkles and just feeling like discolored and everything. That's disappeared as well. I have so much energy. I feel like a kid. I don't feel groggy. I don't feel tired. I don't feel fog in my mind and my brain. And what it does, if you look it up, there is a book called The Fountain of Youth, okay? And it is absolutely amazing. You need to get a hold of that book. You can get it on Amazon.com. And what it talks about is about a man who was a colonel, Colonel Bradford, who actually stumbled across this ancient exercise, the secret to youth, the fountain of youth, basically. That's what he called it. And he found it meeting with the Tibetans up in Tibet, in the Himalayan mountains, and they taught him this exercise. And he was an old man. I don't know exactly what age he was, but he was walking around with a cane. He was bald head and blonde. And gray hair or white hair. And he was talking to this man named Peter. And Peter and him, they spoke, and he was in his 40s, Peter. And so he looked at Colonel Bradford, and he's like, well, I wish you well on your journey. If you find the Fountain of Youth one day, I wish you well on your journey. So he ended up going. He left, and he didn't hear from him for a few years. Finally, after a few years, he gets a hold of Peter, Colonel Bradford, and says, hey, I want to meet with you. I need to come see you. And he's like, oh my God, I can't wait. Come on down. Because he's getting excited too. He's like, oh my gosh, did this guy find the Fountain of Youth already? And so what happened was he ended up meeting with him, and he gets a knock at the door, and he opens the door, and he was disappointed. Peter was disappointed, and he thought, who is this young guy? I don't know this guy. He's like, I thought the colonel was going to be here. And the colonel says, look at me. Look at me closely. It's me. It's Colonel Bradford. And Peter did not even recognize him. He's like, oh my God. I mean, he didn't see a guy with a cane anymore that was all crippled, hunched back over the cane, who was now standing straight up. His hair, he had gray hair. It reversed to his brown hair because it gets rid of grays. And his wrinkles, everything. He didn't look like he was a day over 40. He looked like in his mid-30s. So he has only been practicing the ancient 5 rites for 2 whole years. Okay, and I believe he stated in the book that there is 7 rites actually with it, but the 5 rites you're good enough. But if you really want to look young, there's ancient 6 rites, exercise number 6 and 7. but you're going to have to find out in the book anyway, or just Google it and find out. But anyway, he was teaching people. He said, this is what happens. When we get older, the vortex in our body starts to slow down. So that's why we feel so slow. We get tired, we get groggy, and we get sick all the time. When you start doing the 5 ancient rites, your center points, your chakra points start speeding up at a very fast rate, just like how you did when you were younger. So what it does, it reverses the aging process, and you go back 15 to 20 years younger. Can you imagine? Here I am 39, and I can go back to age 24. Heck yeah. Or 25. I'm down for that, right? So you have to keep doing it all the time. And then I had this experience with Ormus. Okay? Yes, you feel great already doing the ancient 5 rites. You do. Okay. But when you take that Ormus after, oh my gosh, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's a major difference. You start feeling really aware, present, and you start tingling all over your body. I mean, that's what happened to me. I started tingling everywhere, and I'm like, wow. And I felt really present in the moment, in the now. And I've been having a lot of astral traveling dreams experiences. I've been astral traveling a lot, and I'm realizing that I am. So that is just a very awesome experience what Ormus can do. So they both combined together raises up your pH balance, and it's absolutely amazing. I mean, I'm just smiling because I'm very excited about this. So if you are one of those that are wanting to become awake and aware, and you want conscious awareness, you want a conscious expansion, and you want to, expand your pineal gland, well, this is the ticket. Ormus and the 5 Tibetan rites. You need to take it every day. And you only take a little swig of the Ormus, and you keep it underneath your tongue just for a little bit. And then you just drink it, and you're fine for the rest of the day, okay? But it's absolutely amazing. Again, if you want to learn more about the Ormus, check it out. Go to my illuminatingmindsociety.com website, click on Ormus, and it has all the videos about what Ormus is and what it does for you, and a place that you can order it, along with a video about the Fountain of Youth that I do talk about the ancient 5 Tibetan rites. So I think you're going to be extremely excited about it. And that's pretty much it. I just wanted to, keep you guys up to date on what is going on. I am back, and I am back with a lot of power, kick-ass energy. I'm here. And, also, I wanted to make note really quick about I'm going to have a little teleconference very soon. And you can check it out. Go to sovereigngods.ning.com, and I will be posting it. It's going to be on Monday at 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Monday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, okay? I believe it will be 10 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Right? You think so? Eastern Standard Time? I don't know. It's pretty horrible. You have no idea. You're like, oh. Yeah, but anyway, I'm not sure. I think it's 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time or something, or Eastern Daylight. I think we're in the daylight time, right? Pacific Daylight Time. So we're going to be doing a web conference, or actually a teleconference, and it's about the secure creditor packages if you want your service done, the package done for you, and also if you want to be able to have access of the webinar, the recorded webinar from April. That's going to be awesome too as well. And any questions that you have for me, you can ask anything you want to know, because this is not something you want to jump in, unless you've done, again, your own research, your own due diligence, you've actually done some research, and not only that, have actually done other secure creditor packages before, or have done certain discharges before. Anything on the private side you've actually done, you've actually had experience with, and you've actually had some positive experiences knowing that this is not baloney, this might work, because I cannot convince you. I can't say, this is going to work 100%. It all depends on you and your background and how much knowledge you have operating on the private side. But from my experience and many others that have done it, that have had experience before, they weren't real newbies, okay? They have had a lot of good success, amazing success, with certain debts that they've discharged on the private side, okay? Again, it is a lifestyle, and it is not something you want to jump into at all. So if that's something you want to learn about, I would suggest, if you're a newbie, just take the e-course. It's very low amount. It's not that expensive. Take the e-course, get your feet wet, learn, meet the other students, all that. And if you want to go forward, then we could do the service for you. But I suggest, again, you have to get over your fears first. You can't be like, oh, is this true? I'm afraid. What is it going to do to me? If I do this, am I going to go to jail? Or, if you don't even bother coming to me with that, please. You have a long ways to go. You need to go check out Winston Shrout then. You need to educate yourself, maybe Creditors in Commerce if they're still around. Check out Karen Hudis. She's got a lot of information as well. She's really getting into the whole private secure creditor thing now. Just do your research. Get your feet wet first before you come to me. I like dealing with people that have actually had some type of knowledge. They know it can work. They've experienced something, and that's it. But if you're just completely new, you're like, I don't know, I'm afraid, don't even come to me, please, because it took me a while to get to that point too. It took me a while. But I did jump in head first. I jumped in head first, and I'm like, oh my gosh, what did I do? But, it's a learning experience. It always is. Okay? All right, you guys. Very excited to be back online. You'll be seeing me more often now. Thank you so much, Universe, for awesome 20 megabytes of speed here. Take care, you guys. And, again, if you want to stay in contact, please stay in contact. Check out sovereigngods.ning.com, facebook.com/Druanna Johnston. That is my public figure page, or facebook.com/Druanna Psychic Advisor. That was my personal page. Okay, love and light, you guys. Take care. Bye-bye.